All right. Hey, everyone. I'm meteorologist Tyler Hughes. This is a special edition of First Alert Weather Extra here on WFSB Plus and the WFSB app. We typically don't get together to do First Alert Weather Extra on weekends, but we have some wintry weather to talk about. So I figured I'd hop on, give a quick update here. And if you have any questions that come up at any point during the live stream, send me an email. My email is tyler.hughes@wfsb.com. And if I get it before the end of the live stream, which fingers crossed I will, then I'll answer any of your questions that you have live about the winter weather. All right, so let's get into it. We actually have two First Alert weather days here to talk about. Tuesday is our blast of wintry weather on the way. We have a chance for some plowable snow, especially in the northwestern parts of our state. Along the shoreline, it may be more of a wintry mix rain type situation, and that's something we're monitoring very closely here. I'll walk you through all of it coming up in the next couple of minutes. And then Friday, we also have a First Alert weather day. This is new. We just made it a First Alert weather day today. The reason is high temperatures on Friday, at least inland, will be below the freezing mark. That's the first time that's happened since March. And so it will be bitterly cold on Friday. We're letting you know now and giving you the first alert to that. Now, not to forget, today was a First Alert weather day. We had some heavier rain that moved through earlier. Now that rain has dissipated for the most part. First Alert live Doppler radar is showing just a few showers in the eastern part of our state. Think Windham County, New London County, and it's lighter rain than we were seeing earlier on today as well. Earlier on, there were maybe a few downpours moving through. These are just some light showers that are getting picked up. So eventually, over the next hour or two, these showers in the eastern part of our state will dissipate. Will be dry overnight tonight, and will be dry through the day tomorrow as well. So quickly, tomorrow is nothing to write home about here in the weather department. Temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. It will be bright, but it will also be breezy at times, and that may make it feel just a bit cooler. So keep that in mind as you plan your day tomorrow. Nothing crazy, but it'll be breezy at times. Now here's what goes on in Futurecast here. High pressure moves out by the time we get to Tuesday, and this area of low pressure tracks to our south. That is going to lead to the rain and snow that we see throughout the day on Tuesday. So the timing here is really pretty much all day Tuesday. A couple days ago, some of the guidance we were seeing said that Tuesday morning would start dry and that things would ramp up through the day. Now it looks like, and I'll step you through First Alert Futurecast here in just a second, it looks like pretty much all day Tuesday we're going to be looking at the possibility for some wintry weather here. Snow chances are best inland. The farther you get south, the closer you get to the shoreline, that's when you get some wintry mix and eventually just some plain rain in there. And so the impact will, of course, be messy travel conditions really throughout the day on Tuesday, especially the farther north and west you get. And there could be measurable snow for some folks as well. There is a winter storm watch that went up for northern Litchfield County for all day Tuesday, and that's where we could see 4 to 8 inches of snow possible, especially in some of those higher elevations. So let's walk through it hour by hour here on First Alert Futurecast. Notice by the time we get to 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, there's already snow and wintry mix starting up across much of the state, especially, say, the western half of the state. Wintry mix and even some rain along the shoreline, but once you get inland a little bit, it's pretty much all snowfall. Continuing to the 11 o'clock hour now, you see the rain-snow line, that mixing line has pushed farther north just a little bit, but it's still mostly snow, north and west of 84, and that will be the trend through much of this event. The farther south and east you get from 84, that's when we see the higher possibility for some rain and for some wintry mix as well. Now, that rain-snow line may move a little bit farther north at times, may dip a little bit farther south, but that's generally where it sets up, is right along that 84 corridor. As we head towards 7 o'clock Tuesday, you see rain for the most part along the shoreline. This will be a mostly rain event, while the snow is continuing across the northern and western parts of our state. Eventually, by 10 p.m., this thing wraps up. That's when we have a best chance of seeing some snowflakes along the immediate shoreline, is right on the tail end of this event. We get a shot of cold air on the backside of it. And so that's when you could see some snowflakes, probably the best chance to see some snowflakes along the immediate shoreline. So the highest impacts are going to be the rain and the snow from this. There could be some gusty winds at times as well, but that's much less of a concern here. We're not talking about, the possibility for really, really gusty winds. And something else we're not talking about the possibility for is icing or freezing rain. We're not going to be seeing that as a part of this event. The gradient in the rain-snow line is enough that we don't get any freezing rain out of this, which is nice because freezing rain obviously can cause quite a bit of impacts, as you know. So here is our snow forecast. A lot to take in here. Generally, 4 to 8 inches as you head up toward the Litchfield Hills, 1 to 4 inches in the I-84 corridor, and we'll say a coating to 2 inches, but really a mostly rain event along the immediate shoreline and for most of New London County and as well. Now, I've gotten a lot of comments saying, these are big ranges, 4 to 8 inches, 1 to 4 inches. Yes, they are big ranges. That's intentional. And we'll show you why, because there's still a little bit of model uncertainty going on here. We've been talking about the uncertainty in the forecast for the last couple of days. Gradually, we've been able to hone in on these snow amounts. But even now, with the latest data that we have, the American model on the left-hand side is showing less snowfall, pretty much no snowfall along the immediate shoreline. It's showing a little bit more of a jackpot snowfall, though, up through the Litchfield Hills, whereas the European model on the right-hand side of your screen showing the possibility for snow to reach farther south toward the shoreline, but also is not showing that jackpot as high up through the Litchfield Hills. In fact, it's showing sort of a bullseye through Rhode Island, which is interesting, and it's been hanging on to that for a couple runs now, so we'll continue to watch that closely here. Keep in mind that we've only had a trace of snowfall so far in the Hartford area and in Bridgeport as well. And when we say Hartford area observations, these are taken up in Windsor Locks at Bradley Airport. Normally, on average, we would have close to 2 inches of snow fallen by now already inland, and we would have close to 1 inch of snowfall so far in Bridgeport as well. We've only had a trace across the board. So we're a bit below average for snowfall so far. We're a bit behind schedule for seeing the first snow of the year, and so we will continue to monitor this, but it looks like that's going to happen here on Tuesday. So that's why we have that first alert weather day on Tuesday. Wednesday, a bit chillier, but other than that, we dry out Wednesday. So if you have any plans Wednesday, you should be good to go. It'll be partly sunny, a bit on the breezy side once again. So once we head toward the end of the week, Thursday into Friday, boy, we get a blast of cold air. So Friday's another first alert weather day that we got to talk about here. Low temperatures will be in the teens. High temperatures will be in the 20s and low 30s. The last time we had a high temperature below freezing was 9 months ago, all the way back in March of this year. And so that's why we're giving you the first alert weather day to say, hey, this is the coldest air we've had in quite some time. If you haven't broken out those hats and gloves yet, now's the time to do so, especially as we head into the day on Friday. So just giving you a bit of a heads up on that as well. Just want to show you the 7-day forecast here as well. Wednesday through Friday is dry, but then we have another area of concern for some more wintry weather coming up here on Saturday of next week. So still a ways out, still a range of solutions here that we could possibly get, but we want to give you a heads up that if you have any plans, if you have anything planned for Saturday, start thinking about a backup plan in place, because there is the possibility that models are picking up on some rain and snow, a system that could be similar to the system that we see on Tuesday as well. So that's in the 7-day forecast for Saturday, and we will give you the first alert if anything changes in terms of that forecast. For now, I'm looking here. I haven't gotten any questions yet to my inbox, but that will be all for tonight's edition of First Alert Weather Extra. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Channel 3 meteorologist Tyler Hughes. Of course, we will continue to provide updates throughout the night. We'll be on tonight at 11:30, so that's a half hour later than usual on Channel 3. So if you stay up with us, 11:30, we'll have another full update. You can always see the latest updates at WFSB.com, of course, on the free First Alert Weather app as well. And we'll be tracking this storm as we head into the day on Tuesday. So we'll continue to kind of hone in on this forecast over the next 24 hours or so. For now, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of First Alert Weather Extra. Have a wonderful Sunday evening.